Hey everyone, it is the beginning of October, so let's catch up. My name is Tara. Welcome to A Loop Through a Loop. I am foregoing editing for the foreseeable future just because time isn't quite on my side with that. So we're gonna try and get this done in one take. Fingers crossed. Okay, so for the month of September, let's talk about some making. Now, since the kids have gone back to school, I feel like time has escaped me, which is weird because they're off at school. So in theory, I feel like I should be able to get more things done because I have less interruptions, but that just doesn't seem to be the case. So we'll kind of use this as a time to see, well, how much did I actually get done? And maybe my thought of not having enough time is actually a misconception. I'm got it completely wrong. We're gonna start with what I'm wearing. This is a self-drafted cardigan. This I knit out of Cascade 220 Heathers in the color Teal. So my purpose in making this is I wear my reluctant homeschooler that's kind of in like an oatmeal kind of color, an oatmeal gray color. I wear it all the time. And so since I have one that's lighter, I wanted one that was darker. So then I just kind of have the choice. And I have been drawn to teal for a while now. This just seemed like the perfect fit. And yeah, I love it. I haven't taken it off. I've given it a proper steam block, but I haven't given it a real bath. That's up on my docket. And let's see, I did kind of a shawl collar. I mean, it would be a shawl collar. I mean, I could fold it down, but I like to wear it up around my neck. So with short rows, I made it taller up on my neck so then I can just be cozy. The sleeves have a lot of nice room so I can wear something underneath this and not feel restricted in my arms, especially the underarm area. That's just super uncomfortable if it's too tight there. I knit it top down, raglan. Let's see what else. Can you see maybe? There you go. There is some broken rib on the side seams for a little bit of interest. And I have one plain pocket. And then I have another a little bit larger pocket with my stitch detail that I got from my Japanese Stitch Bible. And I liked this because it reminded me of the Air Force that my husband has been in for a lot of years. So kind of like a little nod to him. And then I also, let me see, I'm gonna turn around. I also put that same detail on the back. I don't remember. Oops, there goes my coffee. It's okay. It has a lid on it, didn't spill. Do you see? Right there. Okay, so I wear this all the time, not just around the house. I wear it in the house, out of the house, everywhere. So now I'm thinking, oh man, like, am I just gonna need to make another one of this? Or maybe I just wear it till it falls apart. So I just love it. And the thing is that it's not the most intricate, or dare I say even like most beautiful thing that I've ever made, but I love the teal color so much and it's so comfortable to put on that I just love it. I just love it. So this is one thing I was able to start and finish this month. The other thing that I finished this month is the test knit that I completed for Florence Sperling. This is the Ferah shawl, which should be releasing mid-October. So here shortly, it'll be available. And I believe I showed this on the last episode. I don't remember. This is a fingering weight shawl. My main color is grease, which is gray in Spanish, if I remember correctly, from Malabrigo. And then I've used Holst Coast and Super Soft, and I used a little bit of Candy Shop yarn and some Knit Picks palette for all of the other little contrast colors or accent colors. It is a triangle shawl. It has stockinette, knit flat, and then there are some knitted lace stripes that go in there. I've worn this. This is my go-to shawl right now. I throw it on. I just love it. The design is russamine, so this is a lot like the Lyco sweater that I knit, except this time it was just flat. And if you're curious, this is what the back side looks like. It's not my tidiest work on the back side, I admit, but at the same time, I like that I have the autonomy to pick and choose how much of a perfectionist I want to be at a given time. If someone sees the backside of part of this shawl, then so be it. But most of the time I'm going to be wearing it on the right side. So I really have enjoyed this. It just, oh, it's so good. And it coordinates. I believe that it coordinates so well with my current cardigan. Like I bought this Cascade and I bought the Malabrigo on the same day, and I thought, ooh, that's very fall. So I'm giving my fall feel here. So those are the two things that I was able to finish. And really a sweater and a large shawl is pretty decent. That shawl did take some time because it's knit back and forth with the lace and with the russamine, and it's completely charted. So it's not like I could just take it anywhere and work on it. I had to sit at the table and lay out the chart, kind of tape it together and follow the chart that way. So it was a time investment, and so it was a little bit slower in that regard, but the final product is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. So moving on to what I'm currently working on. And this is where I feel like I'm all over the place. So there are a couple of things I think I forgot or slash don't have up here. So the first thing that I don't have up here is my bag that has what I'm working on for the kids as teachers this year. I have kind of just started a little bit of a tradition that each year around the holidays, I make the kids teachers some kind of handmade thing. I think the first year I made them little wristlets and bags that go with it. And those were really cute and fun. And what was nice is that I got them done in like a day because it was sewing. So that was great. Last year, when I was going through what I was going through, when I was finally able to stomach picking up my knitting needles again, I made muscle burrs for the kids teachers, and I've decided to do that again this year. So I've started on the first one, but I don't have it up here with me. I'm pretty sure that it's either downstairs or out in the van. So sorry about that. I'll show it to you later, I guess. But my thought was I need to start these now so then I don't feel overwhelmed by trying to get it done later. And so there you go. The other thing that I can't show you is something that I'm working on for Pearl Soho. So they put out a call for sample knitters on Instagram, and I sent in my information for it. I applied for it, and I was very fortunate to be chosen as one of their new sample knitters. And I have begun my first project for them, but I can't show anything or really talk too much about it until that pattern or yarn is officially released. So when something comes out and I can officially kind of talk about it, then I will. But for right now, I'm just gonna honor my promise to them to keep it shut. I can tell you that like most Purl Soho projects, that it's a simple pattern. It's nothing too fussy. It looks super nice when it's all finished. I am a huge fan of their aesthetic and their colors and all of that kind of stuff. They're probably the top of my list when it comes to aesthetics as far as company goes. And they have enough sales that I feel like if your budget is mid-range to luxury, there's something in there for you. If you need something more inexpensive or easily accessible as far as money-wise goes, my go-to is always Holst Garn or even Knit Picks. But I think like if I want something like mid-range, which feels luxurious to me, I would go Purl Soho, and then like my ride or die is like Holst Garn. As far as I know that I knit a lot and I can have a tendency to go through projects in a timely manner. And so if I knit as often as I do, I need something that isn't, I don't know, like cost restrictive for my budget when I have we have a family of 6 to feed and kids to put through school. You know what I mean? Like the whole budget thing. Anyway, I'll cut that off. Let's move on to what I can show you, shall we? I have decided to go back and revisit a couple of knits that I have done in the past, and they're ones that I really like, but I would love them if I could tweak something about them. So I am revisiting my academic vest, and I'm re-knitting the collar. So what I've done is originally it was just too tight and it was pulling up the color work, and I didn't like that. So what I've done is I've taken the collar and brought it down, picked up stitches to bring it down a little bit lower. And then I've knit my 2x2 ribbing, and then I have a few rows of garter stitch, and then I want to find an edging that is kind of scalloped, but I just have to find the right one that I'm looking for. I've gone through my stitch dictionaries a couple of times, and I'm going to go through them again. But I haven't landed on one, so I've put this to the side for now. But the collar fits so much better now, and the only thing that I'm gonna have to do is, because I've picked up stitches down here, I have to do something with this bit of fabric. This has to go away, so I either need to figure out how to sew it and tuck it down, which I think I would really like. I don't want to cut it out because I feel like that would be really problematic for my stitches. So I might just see, I'll have to play around with what folding it down, whip stitching it to hold it in place would look like. I think I would like how that's finished, but we shall see. So it's going to have, like, the collar will lay open, which I think I'll like. So I'm just kind of revisiting that because I love the body of it. The colors, the motifs. I don't want to give it up, but I have got to do something to fix that collar. And I've even thought, like, I've got enough yarn left over. Like, do I want to take out the ribbing on the armholes, and do I want to make it proper long sleeves? But I'm leaning towards just leave the arms alone. Fix the collar, leave everything else. Another thing that I'm revisiting is my self-drafted sweater that I knit from Purl Soho's Linen Quill. The vest is Knit Picks palette. This is leftovers that I had from Linen Quill. And what I did is I ripped out the hem because I had done some decreases, and the combination of the decreases with the needle size that I chose just made it lay funny on my body. So I just took all of that out and I rewound the hem, the yarn from the hem. So I'll reknit this hem, but that is not really an emergent thing. So those two things that I want to fix are kind of like in waiting, but I don't want them to wait too long. But like if I need something that's super simple to just like pick up and knit while I have to pay attention to something else, then I know that I have options to grab from that. Okay, another thing that I have started but I haven't touched in a while because I'm trying to get this sample done for Purl Soho is, oh gosh, where is it? Oh bless. Oh no. Oh, here it is. I almost panicked, like legit panicked. So I signed up for another test knit for Florence because I couldn't help myself, because I love her patterns. They challenge me, and the end product, I'm always just like, wow. I'm never disappointed. And so I said, yeah, sure. I'll test knit that color work in Tarja knit flat vest. So I've cast on for the hem, but this is as far as I've gotten, and I have got to get cracking on this. Like, this haunts me in the back of my mind, like, you should work on that vest, you should work on that vest, you should work on that vest. It's gonna be due, it's fingering weight. So right now, my work that I need to get done for Purl Soho is top of the list because that's something I'm being paid for and I'm expected to get that done. And then this is the next thing I've got to get started. I'm using Holskarn Coast in Super Soft for all of my colors. So, and just keeping it in my bag. So there's not much there. And then the last thing that I was hot and heavy on, and really cruising along, and then everything else just kind of happened. And so this has been in the bag for a little bit, but I did start around the beginning of the month. I cast on a half and half wrap using Linen Quill for very good reasons. So last year at the beginning of September is kind of when my health took a rather steep nosedive, and the half wrap is what I was working on at the time, and I was using this teal color. And now that it's been a year later, I wanted to revisit that. And so I am kind of making it my own, I suppose you'd say. I've made, not right now, I'm about halfway through, but I'm striping it. And so I'm using the colors that were in the original half wrap when I got sick. And then I'm also using purple, kind of like an homage to the Proverbs 31 woman. And I mean, this is a lot of work, but I haven't been able to work on it recently. Not right now. And so, just a minute, Abby. And so I'm just keeping this in my bag until then. And that's everything. I need to go get the kids some more breakfast or something. They're calling for me. So I will see you at the end of October or beginning of November.